neutral place, and they sat in a circle, and they started with introductions. And the first person introduced herself by naming her church. We're going to name and her church. So every person after that gave their church. So the one person who didn't have a church never returned to the group at all. And right from the beginning, from that meeting on, it became a faith-based group. Now, so it actually had a lot of ramifications. When they decided to look for space, they only considered churches as spaces to operate in. When they wanted a spokesperson, they only looked for ministers. Now, it was completely accidental. And in fact, faith, as it turned out, was not that important in the lives of most of the people in the group. So it was a very small, incidental event that had huge ramifications that affected that group throughout its life. So I'm interested in these little quirky things that happen that have huge consequences. And path dependency theory is good for thinking about that. You know, so somebody doesn't show up at a meeting, or they show up at a meeting and they're in a bad mood, or somebody forgets to bring the speakers for an event. These kind of things, which we tend to just throw away in social movements analysis, can be enormously important in what happens in groups. And so I'm thinking about that. So let me just talk about one group in particular to give you a flavor for this. This is a group, Animal Liberation League. And I'm going to talk about one sequence of events, one series of sequences. And the sequence begins when the Animal Liberation League, this is a pseudonym,